So I wanted to show you a couple of things. How to build your app, how to sideload an app, and then talk about publishing in Google Play and Amazon App Store. So what I did is I've got the two virtual devices up. This is the one we created earlier, Google_22, and then I created a new one called My Phone. And what this will do is the My Phone version basically will emulate my real phone that I have, that I carry around in my pocket, and I've got all these things loaded on it. And let's say that I want to take an app that I like, say this Solitaire, and I want to sideload this onto my other phone. So there's a technique that I want to show you which is really nice for development, because by default your little emulator here does not come with the Amazon App Store, nor does it come with Google Play. And I've actually had some difficulty getting the Google Play Store sideloaded, but the Amazon App Store seems to sideload fairly easily, and then once you have that up you can search for things and install them and so forth. So what you're going to need to do is on your real phone, on the My Phone, you're going to want to install Astro, which will allow you to back up and mess around with files on your phone's hard drive, and then get a copy of Dropbox, which will allow you a public location to put your files, and then it will also allow you to download it onto your new phone. And that's the key, really, is the Dropbox, because it's the public location where you can upload to and download from. You don't have to have Dropbox for this. You could use an FTP server if you have one, and then you could just FTP over to your server, upload it, download it, whatever. But this is just easier because the Dropbox Android app hooks into the send intent. Basically, when you say, I want to send something, a file, you're given options. Where do you want to send it? Do you want to send it by email? Do you want to send it to an application? And then it gives you a list of the applications, and I'll show you about that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say go into Astro, and I'm going to click Application Backup, and it's going to give me a list of the apps that are loaded, and I'm going to select Solitaire, and then I'm going to hit the menu button, and I'm going to click Backup, and that will back up the file into an APK. Here you can see this one's backed up. So then what I want to do is I want to go back, hit the back button. We'll go into Documents, and then we'll go up a directory to the root of the SD card. We'll go to Backup, Apps, and then here's our Solitaire backup. Long press on that to get the context menu. Click Send. Typically when you click Send, it'll ask you where do you want to send this to, because you'll have multiple things registered as where you can send them to, email or programs or whatever. In this case, Dropbox is the only program that's registered as a send target, so it went to here. And I'm just going to put this file in the root, and it's uploading, and there you go. So now what I'm going to do is, as soon as that is finished uploading, you can actually see the progress up here. As soon as that's done, I'm going to go over to my other program and download it. Alright, so now that that's finished downloading, I'm going to go back over, or uploading, excuse me, and now that that's finished, I'm going to go back over to my test environment, and I'm going to open up the web browser, and I'm going to go to Dropbox.com and log in, and when you get to this screen, this is what you see. I'll go ahead and refresh, and my file should be right here in the root. And there it is. So click on it, and that starts the download process. There we go. And what will happen is, as soon as this is finished downloading, I can just click on it right here in the status window. It'll say finish downloading this file, and you click on it, and the default action is to execute it. And when you execute an APK file, the default action is to install it. And that works out perfectly for us, because that's what we want to do. And there we are. So I click on that. It says, hey, do you want to install this? These are all the permissions that it's requesting. I say, alright. And it goes and installs it. And it's done. And I'm going to go ahead and hit done. Go back to the desktop. Menu, add shortcut to an application. And there it is. So we can use this technique to sideload our applications if we want to test them. So if you wanted to install your app onto your phone, you didn't have any way to connect your phone to your computer and install it through the USB, for example, or if you wanted to distribute it to a team of testers, you can put it up on a file server or something like that, or put it up on Dropbox or FTP or whatever. So that's a very useful thing to have for sure. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up my test project by going to File, Import, Existing Project in Workspace. You don't want to choose this other one down here. They kind of look like they're the same thing, but it's not quite the same. Hit Next, Browse, go out to our workspace. Oops. And here's our test project. We hit Finish. It imports it. Alright, so as soon as that's done importing, we've got our project in place here. What I would recommend doing anytime you're importing a project into your workspace, especially if you're taking a sample off the internet or some code from a buddy or whatever, they might have a different environment than you. What I would recommend doing is right-clicking on it, first going to refresh, and then after that's done, right-click, go to Android Tools, and select Fix Project Properties. And that's helpful, especially if you have somebody else who's developing for a different target. Say they're going for Android 2.1 and you're doing Android 2.2. Some of the properties in their project may not be right for yours. So clicking on this will automatically fix problems like that, which is nice. And then you go to Project and you select Clean. And that will clean out any problems that it can and do a rebuild of the project, which will refresh your reference IDs and other things.